everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss new chapter in mathematics, that is class 9th chapter 3 lines and angles. This is chapter 3 in your part 1 textbook. So before going to solving the exercise questions, that is exercise 3.1, we have to understand some basic concepts, terms and definitions, and knowing that only you can solve the exercise questions. So let us begin. So first is basic terms and definitions that you have to learn in this lesson. The first thing is line. So if you come under line, what is the basic definition for line? Means it is a straight path extending in both direction with no end point. So you can observe this figure. So here it is a line, it is a straight path with two arrow marks, right? So these arrow marks represent that it never ends. That means it will continue further, So that's what we are giving a definition for line, or you can call it a straight line. So a straight path extending in both direction with no end points, okay? Then what is line segment? Line segment. So what we can call it as, it is a part of line. It is a part of line with two end points. For example, as you all know, this is a straight line. For in this straight line, if I consider this part of the line and having two end points, that means it cannot be continued further. It is end up. Okay, but not in the case of straight line. It has no end points. You can continue it further. But in line segment, it will not continue further. Okay, it is there two end points. Clear? So this is about line segment. When we come across ray means, as you all know, ray means here it is a part of line with one end point. Here you can observe it is showing a ray, so arrow mark, and another one is a point, right? That is end point, right? That means here it can extend, another will not extend, okay, further. So arrow mark we can extend here, but you cannot extend in this case. So these are all about the basic terms and definition of straight line, line segment, and the ray. Next is collinear and non-collinear points. Here you can observe the definition for this. If three or more points lie on the same line, they are called collinear points. Otherwise they are not collinear points. That means if you consider 3 points or 4 points, if they are on the same straight line, here you can observe the figure. Here you have 3 points, point A, point B, and point C. Look here, if you join all these points, you are getting a straight line, isn't it? So they are forming on a same straight line. But if you observe point D, point E, and point F, if you join all these points, you are not getting a straight line. So what we are concluding here, if 3 or more points lie on the same straight line, they lie on the same line, they are called collinear points. Okay, otherwise they are non-collinear. So this is about collinear points and non-collinear points. If you are on the straight line, they are called as collinear points. If they are not in a straight line, they are called non-collinear points. Clear? So let's move on to the next concept. Before this, let us understand. So if we consider two rays, okay, if it is a ray, if we consider another ray, observe the both rays are starting from same point, right? They're at the same point. So what if two rays are meeting at one point? What the main concept behind this? What we are going to discuss in this? Yes, definitely it is about an angle. Okay, so that means when two rays originate from the same end point, forms an angle. Okay, you can observe here. Here RS is one ray. Okay, it will start now. Another ray, it is moving from the same point R, and RT is another ray. So they are forming an angle. Clear? So when two rays originate from the same end point, forms an angle. There it is called as an angle. Okay, here also you can observe. So O is an end point, OB is one ray, OA is another ray. Okay, they are forming an angle. So here you can consider as a point, end point as vertex, and these two rays in angle we are going to call it as arms of an angle, arms. Okay, here OB is one arm, OA is another arm. Here also you can consider RS is one arm, RT is another arm. Clear? So this is about an angle. If you come to the angles, you have many types of an angles, right? You have many types related to their degree. First we're going to differentiate the types of an angles related to their degree. Okay, let's see one by one. So first is acute angle. First is acute angle. These are all very basic concepts that you all learnt in your lower classes. So again I'm repeating to recall all the concepts, so listen carefully. So acute angle, an angle which measures less than 90 degree. An angle which measures less than 90 degree means the angle should be always less than 90 degree, as you all know, right? So if you consider example 45 degree, you can consider 55 degree or 89 degree also. You can consider 89 degrees also a acute angle, but it should less than 90 degree. Okay, so this is about an acute angle. Or you can consider 10 degree also, 10 degree also. Okay, but the only condition is the angle, if it is less than 90 degree, we are calling it as acute angle. Okay, then right angle, an angle that is exactly 90 degree. Yes, definitely, if we consider an angle it is 90 degree, then we are saying it as right angle. Is, you can observe, you don't have any choice, only it should measure exactly 90 degree, then we are calling it as right angle. Okay, then obtuse angle. Obtuse, if you come to the obtuse angle, an angle which measures more than 90 degree, less than 180 degree. This you have to remember. Here the angle is more than 90 degree, but it should be less than 180 degree. Okay, you can consider 179 also, 91 also. So here you have one example, 130 degree, or you can consider 120 degree or 91 degree also, more than 1, right? If it is 91 or 179, less than 180, they're all obtuse angle. Okay, then straight angle. Straight angle, that means an angle that is exactly 180 degree. An angle that is exactly, if it is exactly 180 degree, then it is called as straight angle. You can observe it is 180 degree. So if it is less than 90 degree, it is acute angle. It is exactly 90 degree, it is right angle. If it is more than 90 degree, less than 180 degree, it is obtuse angle. If it is exactly 180 degree, it is straight angle. Then we have reflex angle. Reflex angle, that is an angle which measures more than 180 degree, less than 360 degree. This you have to remember. It should be more than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. For example, you can observe 225, 270, 230, or you can consider 181 also. Here if it is more than 180, you can consider 181. Okay, less than 360. Okay, this is called as reflex angle. Reflex angle we are going to call it as. Next, coming to the last type, it is complete angle. So complete angle means an angle that is exactly 360 degree. Complete means it is overall full, right? Complete, whole we are calling it as. So it is whole, it is 360 degree. Okay, so these are all about the different types of angles related to their degrees or angles. Particular degrees we are going to consider them: acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, complete angle. Okay, next let's move on to the next concept, that is complementary angles. Complementary angles, that means the sum of two angles is equal to 90 degree. That means if you add up two angles, then the sum is equal to 90 degree, then we are going to call them as complementary angles. Remember this is also basic concepts. For example, you can observe 52 degree, 38 degree. If you add up these two, you are getting 90 degree. So sum of two angles is 90 degree. Okay, then coming to the next, it is supplementary angles. Sum of two angles is 180 degree. Means the sum of two angles, if you add two angles, add up, then their sum is 180 degree, then they are called as supplementary angles. Supplementary angles. So here you can observe 128 degree, 52 degree. So if you add up these two, you are getting sum as 180 degree. So complementary angle, sum of two angles is 90 degree. Sum of two angles is 180 degree, means they are supplementary angles. Clear? Next is adjacent angles. What do you mean by adjacent? Generally, adjacent means we are calling it as next. Okay, beside we are calling, in English we'll say beside or next to us, like that. So in here we are calling it as adjacent angles. That means two angles having common vertex and common arm. This is very important that you have to remember. So two angles having common vertex and common arm. Okay, so here if you observe, here you have three rays, right, or three arms, right? Three arms, right? BC is one arm, BD is another arm, BA is another arm. For all these things, we have B is a common vertex, right? But if you observe the angles, you have two angles here. This is one angle, that is, this is one angle. One is CBD and ABD. Okay, so here you can observe one is CBD and ABD. So you are having two angles. This is one angle, this is one angle. So here these two angles are, we are calling them as adjacent angles because they are having common vertex B. Here common vertex B and common arm, means in between these two angles you are having common arm BD. BD is the common arm or common side, you can call it as. So two angles having common vertex and common arm, we are calling it as adjacent angle. Adjacent, make this as common. So common arm. Okay. So here if you observe, ABD and angle CBD are adjacent angles. So here if you consider two rays, so you are forming one ray is like this, another ray is like this. Okay, so you are getting one angle between them. In between these two, if you are having another ray, you are having common vertex here and you are getting two angles between the same arm, right? So this will be common arm for this angle and this angle. So these type of angles are calling it as adjacent angles. We are calling them as adjacent angles. I think you are clear about adjacent. So they are having common vertex and common arm. Then we are calling it as adjacent angles. Clear? Then coming to the next is linear pair of angles. Linear pair of angles. What do you mean by linear pair? Linear pair. So linear means you are getting it as line, right? Line. So linear itself is saying about a line. Okay, let's understand this. So two angles form a linear pair. So here also how many angles you have to get? Two. Form a linear pair if and only if you have some condition. So if you are saying that two angles are linear pair angles, you have to satisfy the condition, that is if and only if they are adjacent. Just now we discussed about adjacent, right? What is the adjacent to be an adjacent? It has to be having, it should have common vertex and common arm, right? So here it has to be adjacent. Okay. Then non-common sides are opposite, right? Non-common sides means you have to consider other two rays, right? They must be opposite. Here if you observe, look here one is one angle, two is another angle. Look here, this is one angle. Let us give a name for this. If I consider it as O is in common, A, B and C. Okay, OC is a common arm, right? O is a common vertex, OC is a common arm, because so it is 1 and 2 are adjacent now. 1 and 2 are adjacent. But here non-common side, which is a non-common side, OA and OB are the non-common side. They must be opposite rays. Opposite. For example, look here, if we consider like this, here if you observe, this is O, A, B, OA and OB. So if you consider like this, is there opposite? No, opposite means there has to be exactly, for example, if it is like this, exactly the another area should be like this. If it is like this only, we can consider them as opposite. Not, this is not opposite. Okay, again I am repeating, linear pair means it has to satisfy two conditions. Number one, it has to be adjacent. The angles must be adjacent. Adjacent means what you have to observe? They should have common vertex and common arm. Yes, they are having now. But non-common sides should be opposite side. Opposite means the two rays must be opposite. This is not opposite in this case. So if you observe opposite, exactly how it has to be straight angle or 180 degree. Just now we discussed straight angle means exactly the angle is equal to 180 degree. That's what we have to observe in this case. I think it's clear now. So it has to be adjacent, and the non-common sides are opposite. There should be opposite sides. Opposite sides means, in other words, they must be straight line, or their sum of these two angle must be equal to 180 degree. I think it's clear. Linear pair of angles. So let's move on to the next one. Intersecting lines, non-intersecting lines. What do you mean by intersecting? So if you observe intersecting lines, what we can give in definition is lines that cross each other. Lines that, as you know, just now we discussed about lines, right? Lines. If two lines cross each other, so you have one common point, so meeting point, we are calling it as meeting point. So here these type of lines we are calling them as intersecting lines. So that means lines that cross each other, or if they meet each other, two lines, you are getting one common intersecting point. So this point, right? So that is intersecting point. So the lines are like this. Here AB and CD are intersecting lines which are intersecting at point O. Clear? So if lines crosses each other, then they are called as intersecting lines. Intersecting lines. What about non-intersecting lines? Lines, what is the meaning of that? Means here the lines that never cross and are always same distance apart, means they will not cross each other, and if you measure the distance between them, there will be equal distance apart. Look here, if you consider here, if you observe this AB, consider it as AB and CD. If you consider AB and CD, you have common distance. Why, ma'am, we have to have common distance? What happens to be non-common distance? For example, if you consider like this, you can consider, so like this, here they don't have common distance, right? You have different. So if you extend, as you all know, the line which we can extend, and definitely they will meet at one point. So if they are meeting at one point, it becomes intersecting lines. So here why we are calling them it as non-intersecting means they will not cross each other and are always same distance apart. That means they are parallel lines. The line should be, here the line should be what? Parallel. What we can consider, they are parallel. They are parallel. So this is what you have to remember. Why we have to have the same distance? Because if they like this, if it is like this, look here, this is one line, this is one line, and this is one line. If we consider like this, if we extend this line, definitely they will meet at certain distance. So after that time, if they join each other, they become intersecting. They have to become non-intersecting lines. They must be distance apart, equal distance apart. They will not meet each other at all, and in other words, we can call them as parallel lines. I think you are clear about intersecting lines and non-intersecting lines. Now let's go on to the next one. If we consider intersecting lines only, particularly if we talk about intersecting lines, if you are observe here, AB and CD are intersecting at point O. Okay, so here as we talked about, the lines cross each other. Here you can observe four angles. You can observe angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. You can observe four angles. So these angles we are calling it as vertically opposite angles. Here 1 and 2 are vertically opposite, 3 and 4 are vertically opposite. Clear? You observe here, as soon as here, if two lines intersect each other, you are forming four angles. How many angles? Four angles. Here I am considering it as 1. Okay. So opposite to this it is 2. And if we consider it as 3, opposite to that is 4. So these type of angles we are calling it as vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. So if two angles cross each other, they are called as intersecting lines. They meet at one point, intersecting point. These intersecting lines are forming how many angles? Four angles. And here we can observe the vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Clear? And remember, these angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are equal also. Okay, so in this lesson you have to remember some points here. The first point, if a ray on a line, then the sum of two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. What they're saying, if we consider a line, observe here, if we consider a line, on this line if we have another ray, if we are having another ray, the sum of these two angles and this adjacent, we are calling this adjacent because we are having common vertex and common arm, and formed angle, and these angles will be equal to 180 degree, and what we are calling them it as linear pair, as we discussed earlier. Then the second point, if two lines intersect each other, then vertically opposite angles are equal. For example, here if we consider two lines like this, so here having four angles, these vertically opposite angles are equal. 1 is equal to 2 and here 3 is equal to 4. So vertically opposite angles are equal. So this is what you have to remember in this lesson. So what are all we discussed in this lesson? Important points: definition of line and definition of line segment, ray and collinear and non-collinear points, angles depending upon the degree. We discussed about acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle and complete angle. Other than that, we discussed about adjacent angles, linear pair and intersecting lines, non-intersecting lines, and about vertically opposite angles and the important points. You have to remember this. So using all these points and all these definitions, we are going to solve exercise 3.1. So in my next session, we are going to solve 3.1 exercise. Okay, so if you like this video, share with your friends, subscribe my channel and keep watching. Thank you.